Okay, everyone, welcome back to FriskyDingo Tactics plays Swordhaven Iron Conspiracy. This is episode 21, and let's jump straight in. As you remember from last episode, we've basically found out that the minstrel didn't do it. So now we're going to see what the town folk will say about the murder a bit more. Oh, a chest. Fiona, work
Yes, your drum.
your magique.
Easy.
Don't mind if I do.
Ah, music to my ears.
No.
Speak your mind.
That's Oscar. That's a gate. It's a stick. This is a man. Let's have a look. Koriat. This snazzily dressed peasant is twirling one of his expertly trimmed moustaches. His brow furrows as you approach. Ahem, salutations. What can Koriat the Wealthy do for you? He doesn't seem very enthusiastic about offering his services. Probably because it's just a common greeting, in fact. You sense he'd be more happy if you left his property. The wealthy, an unwise declaration in these uncertain times. Oh, it's just a wee joke. My neighbours call me that because I'm so grievously poor. He winces. Heh, those cheeky jackanapes. Is there any work available around here? Go ask somebody else, he crosses his arms, and take your butt off my property. What do you know about Fireman's murder? I heard my neighbour Oscar saw some barbarian chap leading that poor fella out the village, but that's a whole lot of phooey if you ask me. You mean he's lying? I don't mean nothing, just saying Oscar ain't the sharpest knife in the block. Besides, he's got a special hatred for barbarians for some reason. You talk to the bailiff, I reckon. What time did he say Oscar saw this? You talk to the bailiff, what time did... I can't remember. Noonday? Well, that's the thing. At noon that day, he was talking to me about buying one of my goats. We were arguing at my house until sundown. So he is lying. That's all I know. If the bailiff tasked you with unravelling this whole gruesome story, my advice is give Oscar another shot. By the way, why didn't you speak up if you knew Oscar was bearing false witness? It ain't my headache, nor my piece of cake. I want to ask some questions about Grainhold now. I'm hardly the fella to ask. Why don't you go and find one of the village gossips? There always seem to be plenty of them around. I see. Well, I'll be off. Farmer stares, making no secret of his distrust. Child. Don't tell my parents, but I don't want to be a farmer. I want to be a lumberjack. Okay. Another child. Picnic basket. Take all. Let's go in and Coriat's house and have a look. Just nosy about. Ooh. There's a woman here. Let's talk to her. A homely blonde woman is busily sweeping the floor with you through the entire house, though the entire house looks immaculate. Where does all this darn dust come from? She spots you. Oh, hello. I hope you've wiped your feet. This place is already suspiciously clean for a peasant's hovel. Hovel, peasant's hovel. I used to see this filthy barn the same way until I was enlightened by the prophet's prophecy of Pegidius the Wise. Prophecy? It all happened when I stepped on his hand one day while walking home from the market. He was sleeping in the middle of the road, you see, dirty as the track itself, the blackout drunk. The revelation took the form of a riddle, which he believed was so important to my future that he asked an entire basket of turnips as payment. She shakes her head. Once I solved it, I realized how fragile my home life truly was. What was the riddle? How did it go? Right, pay attention. Gossips crave me, yes, except when I'm found, I'm rarely kept. I'll stay with you forevermore, but share me and I'm out the door. And how did that rhyme inspire you to such a vigorous, sweeping regimen? Oh, shoot. You must have just missed him. He's a travelling sage, a holy... sorry, that was... I see who exactly is this Pigidius fellow. You must have missed him. He's a travelling sage, a holy man and preacher of the dragon's truth, a living saint of great renown, a vagabond of considerable infamy, a piss-soaked drunk, and a sodden son of a... You get the idea. What was the riddle he told you? That. And how did the rhyme inspire you to such vigorous sweeping regimen? What's not to get? The answer to the riddle is husband, of course. The dragon sent me a warning through Pigidius's unclean mouth that no good Nick is going to leave me for some new flame. So now I clean the house constantly because dust gives him the sneezies. Where else is that old slapper gonna find this house clean? I'll tell you. That's where. I'm not convinced that it's husband. Maybe I can come up with something better. The answer seems obvious to me, but no harm in you giving it a shot. Pay attention, I'll repeat it for you. Gossips crave me, yes, except when I've found I'm rarely kept. I'll stay with you forevermore, but share me and I'm out the door. Yeah, it's a secret. She tilts her head like a surprised dog. Come again? Well, gossips like to collect secrets, but they also enjoy sharing them. But once shared, it's no longer a secret. Therefore, Pigidius was warning you about the dangers of being a busybody. I must admit, I thought you were daft at first, but you might be onto something. I bet Pigidius the dragon darned old soak was punishing me. I told people some pigs had chased him out their barn because he stank so bad. She claps her hands over her cheeks, utterly shocked. That's harsh. Don't worry, everyone misinterprets the riddles of drunken holy men from time to time. Thank you for lifting this little burden from my mind. She places an old and valuable looking coin in your hand. Here, take this as a reward. What is it? I don't know. My son found it in a bird's nest a few months after the flood. Magpies sure do love shiny things. Maybe you could sell it or something. Except the coin. The coin is hexagonal with a round hole in the center. Ancient artifacts like this can be found in Nova Draconia's many ruins. Ancient coin. What do you know about Fireman's murder? I know that it was horrible. Maybe he wasn't the brightest star in the sky, but no one deserves a fate like that. I hope they draw and quarter whoever did this with 8 horses instead of 4. And we want to ask you a few questions. Take care now. Oh, I want to ask you a few questions. What should I call you, good woman? My name's Ertie. What should I call you? Call me... I hope it's not something silly like Frisky D of Amerdale. No, not at all. My real name is... Abaram Ticklepop. Well, nice to meet you. Nice village you got here, Ertie. Ha! If only this fiendish murder is skulking about, and the spring floods are a blasted nuisance to say the least. If I told you about every awful damn thing about this place, we'd be standing here until Velns is named High Waidelot. Speaking of floods, any interesting gossip floating around? I don't wish to besmirch him, but the blacksmith's apprentice, she lowers her voice to a conspiratorial whisper, well, it said he was born of the Fey magics. Well, that's what the folks are saying. Anyway, I'm not claiming the kid's cursed or anything, but how should I put it? She pauses. He's a little outre, as the Muir Ormians would say. Right now, let's change the subject. That's all for now. Very well then. Ancient coin. I am pretty sure there was something to do with an ancient coin. I can't remember off the top of my head, but someone mentioned it. Was it the ferryman's wife, maybe? Let's go see Oscar. The backwater hayseed is prudently counting his chickens, but always slips when he reaches 5. Then he starts over with a low grumble. Well, Oscar, from what I heard, there might be a few inconsistencies in your account of Fireman's murder. Mind explaining that to me? Are you saying that I lied or something? No way. That was the purest truth I told you. Oscar's eyes dart away from your gaze. It seems he's considering how to answer. Oh yeah, now I remember. It was my mama. She's always hanging around outside and saw the whole thing. Told me all about it. It's like I was right there. So you didn't see anything? Great. Well, that's the truth. Mama saw it, told me about it, and I told the bailiff. Leave him be. Old woman. The old woman, nothing has changed since the last time you saw her. Her eyes are still focused on unknowable memories lingering in the hazy distance. Excuse me, your son told me you witnessed a barbarian leading a young fireman out the village. Apropos of nothing, the woman starts humming some old tune. That's not the answer you were hoping for, but at least you know for sure that she's alive. I doubt we'll receive a satisfactory answer, my lord. The old lady is indeed deaf and blind, and possibly a trifle moonstruck into the bargain. Or she's a good actress. You return your attention to the old woman as if she's putting on an act, then she's certainly committed to it. Gently shake her shoulder. When you touch her arm, she opens her mouth, and for the first time you hear her cracked and wheezy voice. Is that you, Oscar? I'm alright. Don't worry, just thinking back on older times. I think we've got our answers for now. Let's go. It seems Oscar Amount may have fallen short of the truth. Okay. Let's go accuse him or something. The backwater hayseed is prudently counting his chickens, but always slips when he reaches 5 and starts over with a low grumble. I spoke with your mother, Oscar. Doesn't look like she can hear or see anything. Don't you go speaking ill about my mama. She's just shy, that's all. Anyway, he looks down at the ground. I'm sticking to what I told the bailiff, like it or not. I doubt the bailiff will react well when he hears the truth. I still got a whole heap of work to do, so why don't you just be on your way. Okay. Mendog the bailiff. The magistrate hooks his thumbs in his ornately embossed belt. I spoke with the witnesses. What's your take on their stories? That no good straws faked the evidence of using a splash of stolen paint. Of course, the old fake blood trick, I should have guessed, especially since there's a dye merchant in town, but what about Oscar? I think Oscar is lying. It was his mother who saw the barbarian, not him. Then I learned she's both deaf and blind. The bailiff seems more amused than angry. She is. That meritless pillock must have been lying through his teeth the whole time. Impressive. That's all I could find out. So they really are innocent. I knew I should have trusted my intuition. Now it's time for those liars to face the music, beginning with Oscar. The bailiff sends a boy to fetch his deputy, who he instructs to bring Oscar to the courtyard for flogging. The deputy soon returns with the trembling false witness. I was telling the truth, Master Mendog. I don't know what this outlander's accusing me of. He must be pals with that murdering dastard. Hush, you fool. Be grateful you're not going to swing in place of the accused. You lied, and that's a crime, not only against the laws of man, but in the eyes of the dragon as well. I'm sorry, but what's done in the dark will always be brought into the light. Oh. I thought he was going to get flogged. The execution commences. Now that's done, where's that lying minstrel get to? I'll hang him for spreading dangerous falsehoods. Strauss managed to escape. The slippery snake, he spits in disgust. He'll get his punishment just the same, for the dragon sees all. I doubt he was the murderer, though. It's a shame that other thing slipped away. Whoever they may be, we got to be more vigilant next time, and make that vermin pay for killing old firemen. Speaking of payment, he tosses you a pouch. Here's 75 dinars for your time. Cool. Since you're a bailiff, can you answer a few questions? I'd love to help, but there's plenty other folks who'd make better company. Chattier than a snapper at sundown, and well versed in the latest gossip. I understand. Right. Have I not leveled up yet? Let's have a look. Done. Grainhold, so I can close Clam Reach. Unraveling the truth. Solved. Let's make this a little bit easier. Peculiar knife, still need to go back for that. Stubborn husband, antique dealer, farmer. I don't really want to sell that thing to the antique dealer. I think I might need it. Plus, yeah, did you say there's some guy in Swordhaven? All right, let's talk to Ares. Both Kadarian and Ares the Troubadour are plainly relieved, though the stern barbarian tries to hide his emotions. The musician speaks first as he embraces you in a clumsy bear hug. Mate, I'm at a loss for words. You saved our hides. It was the right thing to do. Well, we don't have any money right now, he thinks, but perhaps one of us could accompany you until the debt is paid. Sounds like a grand old plan to me. Why not both of you? I've had my fill of sitting in a cage with this. Eris cuts himself short. This fine gentleman. The barbarian, but the bard's a liability. Talks and eats too much. I don't want to die because of him. I'm a liability. That's rich coming from some lowbrow. Okay, I get it. You dislike each other, but what are your strengths? Aside from my brilliant composition in my many ventures, I've learned a bit about knife handling, daggers and such like. One should always have a weapon ready on the road, and I find the lightest, most discreet protections work best. Kadaran shrugs. I'm decent with a sword. Very informative, he turns to you. I'm sure either of us can accommodate your needs, so choose with your heart, not your mind. Well, I do have a bard already. Fiona's a bard. So I don't need two bards, so I will pick the barbarian. The die has been cast. He glances at the road for a moment. Thank you once again for saving me, mate. I hope I'm able to repay you in the future. Fare thee well. Gazing after Ares as his silhouette slowly fades into the distance, it's a miracle he's still alive. This land is deadly for fools. You sure you want to travel with me? Why not? I'm a free man. I can do as I will. Very well. Welcome to my entourage, Kedarin. Aha, lead the way. Awesome. Kedarin. Attributes, he has strength of 8, tension of 5, endurance of 8, good. Personality of 4, intellect of 5, dexterity 5, luck 5. Skills. He's going to be best with bladed weapons. And he's good with craft. Oh, he's even better with medicine. Alright. Okay. So we've got 15 here. I think we're going to go... So that's crafting potions, is it? Or crafting... Do you know what? We'll go with crafting potions first. And then we'll go bladed weapons. And then we'll... Spears and halberds, I think. That's alright. He's got one in here, but I actually want to give him that big two-handed sword. Plus we also then have a two-handed sword guy. Auto counterattack against the next 2 attacks. Deal maximum weapon damage. Become unable to move for 2 turns. I think I would rather this one. Okay. Close. To add new ability to your belt. Okay, yeah, so... Here we go. No. Inventory. First click the abilities tab for the picture. Yes, I've done this before. Oh, it's already there. Okay, let's give him... I don't want to give him that. Give him 2. Close.
You cold?
Did he have any? No. Sorry guys, we'll just quickly nip back to the inn and outfit him. Alright, what are you gonna get, Kedarin? Sword, armor. Pretty hench there with that. We'll maybe give you a backup weapon at some point. Oh, ancient coin. Yes, I gotta figure about that. I think that might be... Okay. Let's see, we can also have give him some type of amulet-y thing. For his other slot. He's got 5 attention. What does this give? Dodge chance. Dodge chance minus 5%. Why would you? Do you know what? I'll keep that. I'm sure something will come up. Okay. Let's see where else we go. There's sure to be more people that we've... How far away am I from... Oh wow. I'm literally like... actually, let's talk to the innkeeper, see if she's got anything else to say. She was a right gossip, her. What to see, where's an I'll ask you a couple of questions. Yep, any personality. Right, gossip and hearsay, the adventuring fella's bread and butter. Right, gossip and hearsay is while I'm here. The village is abuzz about a recent, very mysterious murder. Some folks think the killer is a demon. Alright, anything else? Now, you didn't hear this from me, but folks have been claiming our Miller is a fence and a friend of the Night Army. Can't speak to the truth of that, but he does mostly keep to himself. You don't say any other gossip? More and more people are worried about the convict hunters working for the Bolter mines. I think we did that one. A prophet who came down from the western mountains, speaking of a great city. Yeah, we did that one. There are rumors that the Normajuks are planning to attack the city. A couple of drunken knights and a bunch of swords and spears. Yeah. A flock of flying leeches, we've heard that a few times. A legend about a talking sword once the property of Entering Keenan himself, hidden somewhere near the village. Okay, anything else? A barbarian used square wheels, yeah. Dragon himself was gliding across the sky. Anything else? Village Waylock took his place and tell you he's no hurry to give up the position. Fleaver flies. Giant spiders, where are they? But yeah, actually be good. Okay, let's go out. Let us, there is this old Nolki. Alright, let's have a look. So, we're in the village here. We've got Nolki's house to talk to. That's Oscar's house. That's the ferryman's house. We've not talked to whoever's here. No, this was this Rengi, wasn't it? I think. She might have been the one, or was it the ferryman's wife who said something about an ancient coin, I think. Okay, the herbalist's house as well. I didn't get her name. And a cooking pot. Alright, let's go down here and we'll go over here and talk to Oscar. Judge's Grace, I'm so worn out from walking I can't even muster the strength to talk. Of course you can't. The herbalist, we'll just see the herbalist again. Failure. Yeah. What can you tell me about, the village guard taps the pommel of his sword suggestively. Staying out of trouble, I hope. What can you tell me about your chief? Success. The bailiff is a tough affair. If you've got business with him, my advice is to be on your best behaviour. He's got no qualms about kicking a body's teeth if they act up. Then again, you don't look that type. What do you know about Fireman's murder? If we'd been more vigilant, it never would have happened. But how can just 8 of us protect a village the size of Grainhold? That's 3 guards in town and 5 patrolling the area. A couple of questions about the village. I'm on patrol. A good one. Stay out of trouble and we'll be golden. Okay, that's a new level for Frisky D of Ambervale. We're now at level 4. Okay, so I think we need to go up in bladed weapons. I can't keep on ignoring that. And then I think I'll put in some bluff and persuasion. Yeah. I don't use distinctions and abilities. So I've received another point. Swords. So... alright, I'm held back by this. Fair enough. You attack twice. Extra SP costs this. Or provoke chance. Concentrate aggression on you. I don't think so. Let's go for this one. Yeah. Accept. Right, 8,000 till the next level. Okay. And we will go into the inventory, abilities, and add this to here. It's good enough there. Okay. Fiona and oh yeah.
Yarny.
Let's speak to this man. This might be old bottles. Let's go. Old Nolky, I think. Nolky. He squeezes the haft of his axe tightly. Thought you'd sneak up on old Nolky, eh? Fat chance you're not one of them, right? Them? Yeah, them. Hairy legs. Hairy legs? Yes, sir, and I'm talking about just any old pair of hairy legs. No, I'm talking about the hairy legs. Well, I'm not one of them, whatever they are. That's good, he relaxes. Actually, you look nothing like those fiends, but one can never be too careful. What are you talking about anyway? You've no idea. You've no idea then. Go out into the fields and witness the sight of their night prowling. Oh, evil powers are gathering around this village, stranger. Evil, I tells ya. I saw a giant footprint in the fields outside town. Are you perhaps talking about that? Dragon scepter, yes. He grabs you by the shoulder. Those awful wild beasts. They're out to get me, just like they did my pa and my daughter Nessa. What are these beasts you speak of? The hairy legs, of course. Despicable monsters. My grandfather crossed their low-down stinking selves, and now they've launched a vendetta against our family. Why? What did he do to them? My grandfather was a conscript in the Third Barbarian War, waged in the lands beyond the Western Mountains. One stormy night, while he took shelter in a cave, one of the hairy legs decided to attack him. With a swipe of his trusty sword, my granddad beheaded the demon, snecker snack. But standing over the steaming corpse, he saw that his enemy travelled with two tiny cubs, crying in fear, much as a human babe would. My grandfather was moved to spare the beasties. How misfortune, for those two hairy legs later swore everlasting vengeance on his descendants. Where did you hear this tale? Ma told it to me after those hairy vermin took Pa from us. Oh, so what happened to your father? I was but a wee tot when my pa disappeared while riding his cart down Cutthroat Trail. Some said he'd been waylaid by robbers, others that he'd ran away with some Swordhaven doxy, but I know the truth. The beastmen took him. And what did they do to your daughter? Tears well up in the man's eyes. My poor Culver, Nessa, was snatched in my own field where I suspected she was waiting on a date with a barbarian lad she fancied. And to think I forbade them seeing each other. Now I'd even bless them to marry, as long as my girl would return back alive. Uh, sounds like to me like your daughter did. I'm very sorry for your loss. He sighs at length. Believe it or not, you're not the first person who didn't call me crazy. You're the first person who didn't call me crazy outright. So, could you perhaps help me? Sh sure, only if I get paid. I can scrounge something up for sure if you agree to help me. Let's see. Milky turns on the sad puppy dog eyes. Oh, very well. What do you need me to do? Thank you. The only things keeping my house safe from the creatures are the blessed amulets I brought from Izergalion, the barbarian shaman. Yet when I begged the bailiff to purchase those things for the whole village, he brushed me off as though I were a nit. You must convince him that the menace is real and Azurgaline's magical amulets are our only chance of defending ourselves. The bailiff's house is over there. He points the way. Help me and I'll pay you whatever I can. Why does the whole village need the protective charms if the hairy legs are only after your family? I'm protected, so for the time being they can't get me. But what's stopping them vengeful bastards from terrorizing the other villagers just to spite me? I've already lost everything I loved. I don't want some fate to befall my neighbours. What can you tell me about this shaman? The fella is a blessing, and not even in disguise. When he heard I'd barricaded my home against the hairy-legged threat, he offered his warding magics for nothing, except a small portion of my harvest. Milky points to a bamboo wind chime weighted with tiny pouches hanging above his entrance to his abode. I've been recharging these amulets with bits of blessed bog iron and holy salt since then, and lo, no hairy legs as dares set his mangy foot inside my home. If only I'd met Izurgaline sooner, I'd have made Nessa carry one of his charms with her, but he lowers his gaze. Got it. Good. I never expected anything now, Les. Off you go. Mind answering a couple of questions first? What do you want to know? Sort of general gossip, Grainhold, knowledge, or maybe some local gossip? Well, bollocks to that. I've got more important things on my mind. What do you know of well, I've solved Fireman's murder. Shrug and leave him be. He follows you with a dispirited stare. What do you know about Fireman's murder? Yeah. I'm telling you, some dark forces behind that boy's murder. No man is that evil, he thinks. Alright, I guess some are, but still I think it was a demon. Got it, well off I go. Man-sized dies downcast. Okay. Let's go this crazy guy and see the bailiff. Okay, the magistrate hooks his thumbs in his ornately bossed belt. Hey, I wanted to run something by you. What do you think about buying the magical talismans to protect the village? Like a whole bunch of them. Dealing in magical artifacts is illegal, you should know that. No, I mean protective charms or whatnot. This is Snolky's doing, right? That fella's been hounding me about talismans for quite a spell. Yes, it was him. So I thought, let me tell you something, that fella's attic is more or mite cluttered ever since his daughter ran off with some barbarian scallywag. I sympathize, I really do, but that ain't no reason to squander Grainhold's treasury on a bunch of phony charms. Nolky may have lost his mind, but I haven't, not yet anyway. Is that your final answer? He nods. I also saw a giant footprint outside the village. Right, and I'm sure that's Nolky's work as well. He must have left it there just to tempt us into buying his wild ramblings. Okay, take my leave. Ride safe, feller. Okay, I'm gonna go back to Nolky, and then I think we will end the... That's not Nolky. We will end the episode right here. As, yeah, we're actually... That's quite a long one today, then. Okay. Thank you very much, guys. This is FriskyDingo Tactics. Please give a like and subscribe and leave any comments in the comments section. And I'll see you next episode.